I want to share a story with you how sometimes God uses us in very unexpected ways. So, a few years ago, I was moving from a small town in Wyoming back into Cheyenne, Wyoming. And as I was moving there, the housing market was super busy. You couldn't find a rental. I had 2 weeks to move from my job, and I had to pretty much take whatever was on the market. And I ended up signing a contract on a house that I'd never actually walked through or seen, and it was a duplex. And I was like, okay, this will work, at least for a year until I can find something else. And I took the place, and it was probably about one, I would have never signed a contract on the place if I would have actually seen it before I was in the house. And so God knew that, but he had a purpose for me being there. And then through an argument that my neighbors were having next door one day that was very loud, I found out that he was a dealer of certain things. Anyway, that were not of the legal persuasion. And I started freaking out. Like, in my mind, I'm imagining like bullets flying through the wall. I'm like, all of this stuff, right? Like, I'm kind of like freaking out right now. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, God, you gotta get me out of here. Like, you gotta help me find a way to get away from this place. And the Lord, clear as day, says, what? You don't think I can protect you? Oh, wow. Talk about zinging right across the front of the bow, right? So I'm like sitting there, and after God says this, I'm like, oh boy, okay, Lord, obviously you can protect me, and now I understand that you have me here for a reason. What's that reason? And he says, pray. That's all he says is pray. So as he says this, every single time that I hear them fighting on the other side of the wall, I got my hands on the wall praying the entire time. Even if that fight lasts till 2 a.m, I would stand on the other side of that wall and I would pray. And I would pray without ceasing until they were done fighting. Now, after that, there was a moment where he'd been fighting cancer. The gentleman next door had been. And I'm backing out in my work car, and I had my window down because it was summer and it was hot, and he walks out of his garage and he says, I'm cancer free. And I go, praise God. And in that second, I watched him freeze. And it was just like he got hit with a Mack truck. And he stops and he goes, yeah, praise God.